What is going on, guys? Your boy here back with another video, man. Thank you guys so much for checking me out. Just gonna be talking real quick today about basically how much Bitcoin you would need to be considered wealthy. This is a topic everybody talks about. I feel like people give really misleading numbers, because it's like either they say like you need a full Bitcoin to really be wealthy, or you need like 0.00, or I guess 0.01 Bitcoin to be wealthy. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like people are just like not telling the truth. I don't know. I don't know if it's because people want to get the edge online, but it just seems like a lot of misleading information. But basically, this is how I'm going to tell you how I really think of it, right? Okay, so if there's 21 million Bitcoin, minus 1 million, because that goes to Satoshi or whatever the dude's name is. Satoshi, well, I do know his name, Satoshi Nakamoto, I believe. Either way, whatever he is, the entity, the dude, whatever, million Bitcoin, he has stuffed in his wallet. Okay, so that's 20 million. Then people always leave misleading numbers saying like there's 4 million Bitcoin lost, 3 million, 5 million. I truly believe it's closer to, I would say, 8 to 9 million, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I just believe that there really is never as much as, because they inflate numbers, they fluff numbers, and then they do whatever they have to do so that they can get the desired result, right? So I just don't truly believe them. I think there's some people who estimate it could be more, closer to like 7, 8 million, but that's honestly what I believe. Okay, so what is that? 12 million Bitcoin. You gotta think about the Winklevoss twins. Let's say they said they own 200,000 Bitcoin. Let's say they bought more, right? So let's say they own 300,000. BlackRock has about, it's getting close to 300,000 Bitcoin. Fidelity, ARK, all these people, Michael Saylor. Let's bring that down to where we at. Let's say we're about 10 million now, right? And then you have all these unknown people. And then if you really do the math, if most people, like 80% of Bitcoin is being held by like people with more than like one Bitcoin. I believe it's even more. I want to say it's more, honestly. So you got to think, right? So how many Bitcoin is probably available? Me personally, I believe there is about maybe 250 to 300,000 Bitcoin available currently. I do believe it might even be lower. I honestly do. I think the numbers are way lower. Um, but I think what they're trying to do is buy all the Bitcoin up a different way. And then any buy order will just shoot the price up. Like you do a buy for $100 and the price goes up like $1,000, type stuff. Because that's the only way I feel like it's gonna rocket up to that point. Um, my point regardless. But so this is how I look at it, right? So you got what? Tops, I'll be lenient, 500,000 Bitcoin on all platforms, right? Just waiting to be bought liquid. Um, so in that instance, if you had one Bitcoin, um, you would essentially be, uh, what is it? So there's 8 billion people, right? And 500,000 Bitcoin, and you end up getting one. That's phenomenal odds. Um, I do believe one Bitcoin is kind of out of people's range. Just simply because one Bitcoin for me is out of range. I'm not, I mean, I would love to get to one Bitcoin. Let's not be stupid here. But I think that's going to be quite difficult in the coming like months. But I'm fine with where I'm at. And that's where I want to get to this point. Um, I believe if somebody has more than 0.15, I would consider them Bitcoin wealthy. And that's for me, that's pretty decent. You know, that's 15 million Satoshis. Dollar amount, I believe that's like 9 grand. Uh, right? Maybe like 10. So maybe $10,000. So if you have $10,000 in Bitcoin, congratulations. I would consider you Bitcoin wealthy, because of just how many people can't do that and how many people will not be able to do that and not even be able to get to the 0.15 that you will have. Now, I do think 0.15 is, you're not going to be super rich. I mean, but it's not really about, people always want to be stupid. It's not about that. What it's about is building wealth. And yeah, you may not be rich today, but dude, even you having 0.15, you may see that 10 grand turn into 150 grand, 200 grand. And my point being is that you got to get out of this mindset of, oh, I got to be a millionaire. I don't need to be a millionaire to manipulate life in the way I want to, right? Very soon, my bills will be about $1,000 a month. And I think people will be very shocked. But it's just, I've been planning for this. I've been planning for this, you know, because I be seeing people, they be having money, right? But then I've been thinking, what's better than money? No financial responsibility, but I'm still living a good life. I live in a 2 bedroom. I drive a decent car, 2013. My point being is that you don't have to necessarily be a millionaire to be wealthy, in my opinion. And I feel like that's a really overrated way of thinking. And I feel like if you need to be a millionaire, it's probably because you're doing a lot of spending and a lot of buying that you don't need to do. And that's why you need to make this extra sum of money to finally have financial freedom. You know, so when I see people with a lot of money, I'm curious because I'll be like, do they just have a lot of money or are they free? You know, that's who I'm starting to get at. You want this Bitcoin so you can be free. Now, I will say 0.15, while I think is good, actually, it's really amazing. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm a lunatic. That's phenomenal, man. Definitely something to strive for. If you can acquire that, you gotta think, man, you're a badass. Like, think about it. Like, if 7 people do that, that's a whole Bitcoin. And then you gotta think, well, what if 2, 3 million people think about that? Then you know what that is? That is all the Bitcoin on the market taken up. And it's coming out slower and slower. I don't know when this train's gonna end, but it should be pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, and by the way, I have about 0.45, almost 0.46. So I do have a lot of Bitcoin. But my ideal amount I want personally is a half a Bitcoin sitting in my account. That for me is like, I don't want to really go after Bitcoin after that. I'll probably work on some small caps. But if you have over 0.15, congratulations, you are a whale like me. Doesn't feel like it, but in time it'll tell, man. So there you go, man. No BS. If you have over 0.15, you are a beast. And if you have less than that, I would still say even if you have 0.1, you're still a beast. You're like a baby beast. Like, you gotta, but at the same time, get some power in Bitcoin. People are scared to put their money in Bitcoin. But I'm like, dude, your money's in like currency that's getting inflated, man. Like, you have no power. Like, my 30,000 in Bitcoin is worth way more than just 30,000 in cash. And I think people forget that. People forget that and they don't realize my 30,000 in Bitcoin is essentially probably, I'm not even going to put a price on it because I don't want to throw you guys off, but it's worth way more than just 30 grand in cash. So you may not even need your 10 grand in Bitcoin, maybe more valuable. Actually, it is, I'm telling you, than 30K in cash. So you got to think about this. This is an easy glitch. If you want more money, just buy Bitcoin. Ta-da! I'm gonna try to upload more videos. I've been really kind of just been working on life, I've been trying to get my life better, and outside of making videos. You know, it's pretty cool, but you know, like I'm trying to work on my lifestyle, you know. I want a nice lifestyle. But I'll see you guys next video, man. Peace.